Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise High Stakes Blackjack. The point of this game is you play to 21. When I went to school, we used to just call it 21. The achievements for this work as follows: 10,000, 30,000, 50,000. That's how many points you have to win. Okay? There's a bank north of the casino. Make sure to save there before you start this.
Let us begin.
You might want to have an okay amount of chips before you start this, perhaps, but at least like 1,000 to 2,000 chips, though, guaranteed. That way, if you want, you could just play one game, win, save, and yeah, it'll take you a while if you do it that way. But if you make sure to hit and double down when you need, I'm gonna warn you, when you double down, it means you double your bet from 1,000 to 2,000, and then that's the end of it. There's no more hitting after that. So if you score too low because you didn't hit before you did double down, which I was crazy when I did this. I just did double down the whole way through because I was like, I don't care. And there's a few times I was like, I should have hit and then double down. But yeah, whatever. It don't matter. But yeah, anyway, sometimes when you double down, you get lucky and it just gives you a huge card. And if you got like, that'll put you close enough to just winning right off the bat. And yeah. This isn't too bad though. It'll take a while. I think this took me around 2 hours to get, because I just wasn't lucky. And then at the one point I was betting quite a bit, where I tried to I just got in a mode where I was like, all right, I'm gonna bet and then see how it goes, whether I win or lose. And I didn't care, and I figured worst case scenario I'll load. And the way it works towards the achievement is if you bet, win, and lose before you exit out, like, where it says quit, however much you've won in total. So if you start losing a good chunk, it's going to subtract from that streak that you're on. So let's say you had a streak of 20 or 30,000 that you won in chips, and then you had a big losing streak where you lost thousands and thousands of chips. It's going to deduct that back off because you didn't exit before you. So I'm gonna warn you, that'll hurt you. Yeah, I messed up the one time and I did okay, and then I did that and I was like, oh. I was so annoyed. I was like, well, I didn't really do so hot, so I'm just going to live. So I figured I'd warn you. So yeah. Yeah, there's the first 10,000 done. It's not too bad. It's a fun little game because cards like King, Queen, Jack, I believe they all count for like 10 points whenever you're doing it. So if you get them, it's gonna, yeah. And also, if you have like two of a kind, or if you have like if they both add up where they'd be the same numbers, you'll see on the top left it'll say split. Usually it'll be grayed out, but if it's not grayed out because you have what's considered two of a kind, you could split and then you can play two decks at the same time, which is kind of interesting. And yeah, it was pretty cool how I just won blackjack without even trying on that one. I had to add that in the video. I thought that was pretty neat. And yeah, if it splits, you split them, the decks like that. So long as the guy dealing out the cards doesn't like blackjack right away, you're good. And basically, if you split doing that, you have two sets of cards, and if you're lucky enough where you play the right cards on both decks and they both end up winning out over him, yeah, you'll get a nice little chunk of win. But if you win and then lose, I can't exactly remember how that works out. So I don't know how I want to recommend on splitting because I didn't end up doing it too much, but I figured I'd kind of give you a heads up on that. And then at the very bottom, the option will say, it'll say surrender. All right, you see where it says surrender? If I believe that's the one. If what happens is if the dealer's face card showing is an ace already, and then he's got a card under, there's a chance he has a blackjack, or she. Well, in this case, it's a he. But yeah, you could surrender, and what happens is if they do have a blackjack, you'll get all your chips back. So it doesn't count as a loss on your part. So I figured I'd impart that wisdom to you. So if you started to try to do a win streak and then you think, oh crap, I'm probably going to lose, and in case you do, you could do the surrender thing, and yeah, that'll help you right away. I know the one game I did that, but then I went into a long streak the one time. I didn't want to add it because it was too long and there was too much winning and losing involved, and yeah, it was a little painful. But yeah, anyway, basically just kind of take your time, enjoy, you know, enjoy doing it, or at least try to. It'll take a little bit of effort, but yeah.
Stand.
That's a draw. Will you continue? Please place your bet.
Okay, one thing I want to mention
Let us begin.
before I end the video though. When you get to enough of a winning streak, it'll ask you if you want to do high stakes, like beyond the normal. And when it does that, instead, you can win even more chips than normal. I don't know how far that can go, because my winning streak didn't go well, because once you start losing again, yeah, it kind of polishes your chips off, and yeah, then you're knocked back down in like the loser bracket kind of stuff, and it resets it all. As you can see right there, it says play for high stakes or continue standard game. Yeah, I decided to be ballsy, and yeah, this is one of my streaks that I goofed off with, and yeah, this turned out pretty okay. But I'm gonna warn you, you could either play it safe or kind of goof with it. If you goof with it like I'm doing right here, you better make sure you've got some chips to spare, because you'll get to a point where you're just forced out of playing anyways because you don't have enough chips anymore or something. But yeah, plus you don't want to lose more chips than you're winning, because then how are you going to keep playing anyway? But yeah, anyway, here in a second it'll show me winning. Yeah, see, I won 8,000, and in total there's 12. I wanted to include that when you're playing blackjack, surrender will actually give you only half the tokens back, so it'll cut the cost of losing. So if you surrender, yeah, be careful choosing that, and obviously save scum. Like, I highly recommend this, and I know I can't stress it enough. But yeah, what happens is, I believe surrender turns into insurance if it looks like the face card showing from the dealer is an ace, and then the non-showing card could be anything, which means the dealer could have a blackjack. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if the dealer has a blackjack, it doesn't matter if you have a blackjack. The house always wins. This is where the quote comes from. So if it looks like and you feel like the house is gonna win, you could do insurance, and if the house does win because it has blackjack, the insurance will cause you to not lose any of your chips from the bet. So yeah, keep that in mind. All right, like, comment, subscribe. As always, stay safe, have fun, and have a good one.
Yes.
Will you continue?